people, we are back with another episode. For people who are new here, this is Counting Thoughtz. It's a podcast where we come here, we count thoughts on the spectrum of all thoughts, big, small, random, not so random. Since New Year has just rolled off,
and we have stepped into 2023, so
what's
the one thing that's
we do
every New Year?
Resolutions. We do resolutions. Apart from party, we party also, but we do resolutions. This episode is basically inspired by two things. It's a meme, which is like a note, and it said, "Dear New Year resolutions." Well, it was fun while it lasted. ये actual meme था, जो अभी 2 हफ्ते हुए हैं. Like 2 weeks have passed, but then this has already been going around because there is so much truth to this meme.
100% for in my case.
And plus, I think मुझे ऐसे like FOMO types. I don't know what this is called. That I did not want to sail in the boat of broken resolutions alone. So I am hoping that I'm not like Anmol is with me because we discussed this.
Yeah.
But we were hoping that we're not the only ones with broken resolutions, and you're also there. And if you feel that you're the only one, we are here to assure you that you're not the only one. We're also there. Every year we make resolutions, and then those resolutions don't last sometimes for even a month.
Yes, and if there is someone like a few of you out there who stick to the resolutions, like comment below, let us know how do you do that, because I for one cannot do that. It's been a constant resolution for me, and I am like all these years, and it's okay, this year I'm going to read this book and I'm going to complete this book, and every year I am not completing that book. And for a reader like Yasha, she'll like, how are you going to leave it halfway through? Like somehow I'm like lose interest, gone. Like I don't read romance novels. Like in your defense, I don't know, people might judge me and people might come at me, especially people who read a lot. Fiction अगर मैं पढ़ रही हूँ and it's like halfway through, like I've read the book and I'm halfway through and everything is nice and pretty, and like there was a book that I read, like the guy met the girl, they fell in love, they're all happy, they move in together, they're getting married and they're planning a child, and अभी आधी किताब हुई है, and I'm like, बचा क्या है? Like बाकी की आधी में बचा क्या है? Like I don't want to read their misery. I want to live in my bubble where they end up living happily ever after. Okay.
And I leave the book there. उसके beyond I tell myself कि है ही नहीं, किताब ही इतनी थी, मेरे को पढ़ना ही है इसके आगे. I don't do that.
I enjoy such things. Brings thrill and there's mystery.
My heart sinks. मतलब मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि ये क्या है. Sometimes there are audiobooks wherein things start to roll down. I know for a fact that I have to finish that book. I need to know that this is a happy ending. So I skip that chapter and I go to the last chapter. I bloody listen to the last chapter, and if things go well, only then do I come back and complete the audiobook. I am such a sucker.
Don't you read the summary of the book? Or
I do, but I don't read the summaries, especially fiction, because I want to be surprised. And sometimes, because I write for a living, sometimes I can predict कि क्या होएगा. In a love story क्या होता है? Obvious चीजें होती है ना. The guy meets the girl meets the guy. Like क्या ही होता है ऐसा. So sometimes when you read the summary, I can predict the book कि अब क्या होगा.
My sister-in-law is very good in predicting shows, especially when we are watching any anime together. And she's like, अब ये होगा कि end में ये होगा, and I'm like, you already predicted. There is no suspense left.
So like I can actually do that with the summary of. I don't know why I do that to myself, but I read fiction with the thought कि new vocabulary, new sentence structure, new grammatical things that I can learn.
I usually do it for the vocabulary alone, to add on more words to my vocabulary, because I cannot keep googling stuff all the time.
Yes, so basically what happens is that reading more is one of the resolutions
for you as well. Yeah, I feel I'm not reading enough. Generally, I've seen people put it as a resolution also. My resolution was avoiding artificial sugars.
Don't even get me started on healthy eating. Like, that's one thing I struggle with the most. Like, you have no idea. I keep like, I'm going to eat healthy, I'm going to do this, not eating fried, not eating Maggie, and XYZ. And all I can think of right now is I'm going to eat healthy, lose 10 kgs, and then I'm going to go have a buffet. I think that's the dream, dude.
I think everybody's dream, मतलब मुझे लगता है, when you somehow discover the palate, the food, the taste buds, like, you know, whether I enjoy spicy food, what sort of food you basically enjoy. Once you've discovered that, you wish, if I can eat as much as I can but not gain the amount of weight that comes with it, life would be perfect.
Yeah.
But then that's that. I think another very common resolution is drinking more water. From doctors to beauticians to influencers. मतलब मेरे पापा का तो ऐसे like life like if there is money crisis, then you're not drinking enough water. Solution to everything is you're not eating enough fruit and you're not drinking enough water.
There's also this time management thing with me because I'm extremely, I don't know if I'm poor at it or I'm too occupied or I'm just too lazy.
Carried away. You just get carried away.
I think adulting is not one for me because there's too much happening when you're adulting. Hence, time management has gone for a toss. If I could, I would want someone who would say, oh, I have perfectly managed your entire thing.
I think you're bad at it because you don't want to do it.
There's just too much.
Like in life, we function on a reaction basis. Like, the whole point of New Year resolutions is that we want to gain that control back, right?
But there's too much I want to do. That's the problem. I can write down 100 things that I want to do right now, but then I have to prioritize. Top 10 and more.
The more things you want to do, the more necessary it is for you to manage your time.
Yeah.
If you don't manage your time well, then you somehow end up losing time for things you want to do. You end up doing things you have to do.
I'll get it with time is something.
You will.
Like, I've got this.
So, anyways, there's a reason why New Year resolutions is a thing. This is a phenomena that is very common. ऐसा होता है ऐसा तुम्हारे साथ कि it's 5:40 right now. तो you say कि मैं 6 बजे पढ़ना शुरू करूँगी. Like I will start studying at 6. ऐसा हुआ है? Yeah, ऐसा हुआ.
Yeah, like you'd set it and okay, I'll begin. Like I'll get out of bed while the clock touches 10.
Yes, or have you like done this that like it's 25th of August. I will join the gym on 1st of September. You know what?
A lot.
I was not able to do XYZ thing this semester. I'll start doing this thing in this semester.
Yeah, that has.
You know, why we do this, why as humans we do this is because there's a thing called a fresh start effect. So what happens is, हमें लगता है कि जो हमारी परफॉर्मेंस है वो रीसेट हो जाएगी as soon as we make a fresh start. We tend to feel कि you know कि कुछ नया
aim at it.
हाँ,
yeah.
कि कुछ नया हो रहा है, right? मतलब मुझे ऐसा लगता है this is a huge paradox. जैसे say suppose you've had a bad week or you have a bad weekend. You like कि अभी इस हफ्ते तो नहीं हुआ, I'll do it on Monday. Like, you know, because Monday technically your week begins, right? But then we also suffer from Monday morning blues because it's a new thing. So whenever you start, मुझे ऐसा लगता है that we fail at New Year resolutions because one, we try to bite more than we can chew. मतलब इससे बड़ा start क्या मिलेगा ना, साल ही change हो गया, नया ही साल आ गया, right? So हमें लगता है कि you know I will improve my health also, I'll improve my career also, and I'll do 10 more passion projects and I will travel also, I will save money, invest, मैं सब करूँगी, right? Yeah. Like as you on your list you put 100 things.
Yeah.
And because those 100 things are on your list, you want to do everything, and because you want to do everything, you tend to get overwhelmed. That thing that you would have gained from that, you know, starting afresh, that you are not able to gain that because you have to do 100 new things. So you tend to get overwhelmed कि oh shit, like how am I, like you know, कौन सी, क्योंकि अगर मेरी लिस्ट पे 100 चीज़ें हैं तो for me all those 100 things are important, right? The overwhelm may come by looking at those 100 things. The overwhelm may from the fact that I cannot do 100 things and I have to prioritize.
Yeah.
I must prioritize. Though my overwhelm can stem from that prioritization wala step also. Now, say suppose you want to do 100 things, you do not get overwhelmed. Now you have to prioritize, you do not get overwhelmed. Now you have a list according to priority, but उस list में the topmost thing is that you have to learn something new. मतलब for instance, जैसे for us, we started a new business, so we don't come from a technical background now, but then we also knew that we needed to build a website. This is like a real thing that I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And for the longest time, I kept on
We kept on thinking that who's going to build the website?
Who's gonna
do it?
Who's gonna do it? How we gonna do it? Because I can say for sure that I was really doubtful that I will be able to do it. And then one day, like we had asked a friend for a favor. They had built a website, but then there was some glitch on that website, and we wanted to get it fixed. But then we had to reach to them again, and we had to wait for them to make a time, and it was a lengthy process. All in all.
There was a lot of back and forth.
Like this happened while I was waiting for that friend to get back to me, and I thought, let me just look at a YouTube video. Or and let me see
if I can figure it out on my
let
own.
me see if I can figure. I wanted to look at that video just to see if I can fix that problem.
Right.
Like one video led me to the other video, and 5-6 hours I think, and I was able to build the website.
I'm not saying don't take a professional help. That is not what we are saying. What we are saying is if you try, sometimes
you can figure it out. Because
Yeah.
my problem was not that I was not able to prioritize things. I was able to prioritize things. My problem was that there was lack of knowledge, and I had to learn something extremely out of my comfort zone, something very, very new, and something that I was really not confident in.
Right.
So my overwhelm was coming from that, right? So your overwhelm with your New Year resolutions can also arise from, like, you know, if you're trying to learn a new skill, whatever it is, you're trying to learn it because you want to do it, but at the same time, while you're trying to learn it, you need to understand that
it will take some time to figure things out.
Before you get good, you will be bad.
Yeah, that's true.
People who are perfectionists suffer from this because उन्हें लगता है कि this is not perfect. The product is not perfect. There is somebody I know, they told me that like the first podcast they ever listened to was somebody very, very famous and very, very good, and they had been doing what they were doing for a very long time. And then when they listened to our podcast, they compared, and they're like, because I listened to that podcast, I could not listen to your podcast. Instead of taking offense in that, I told myself, whosoever that individual is, they've gotten there by starting at zero. Like if they have 300 episodes, 500 episodes, 600 episodes, it's because they started at zero. They started at 1.
They started somewhere, right?
So you get better. When I listen to season 1, I cringe.
I cringe every, like, I don't know if it happens with anyone of you. Of course Yasha cringed, but she's able to she has a hold of it now.
All this to say that a New Year is a good place to begin a new journey, but then like because we're halfway through January, almost halfway through January, और January खत्म हो जाएगा, और तो ये नहीं सोचना है कि just because we failed at our resolution in January, we cannot pick it up in February.
That's true. Like I used to make resolutions earlier. I still for one sometimes do, but there is one constant resolution that I have, and I keep going at it every day. Every day I'm going to choose. I want my peace of mind, and I want to be happy. There's nothing else I want more than that. That is like our take on resolutions.
We're basically trying to reinforce the idea that even if you've broken your New Year resolutions, we have to, but that we're not giving up on. Sometimes you can ask for support and not be too hard on yourself, because sometimes overwhelm also comes from you being too hard on yourself,
or
and
lack of moral support.
There is a YouTuber that I know. She realized over time that she's a people pleaser, and she used that to her benefit by opening a second channel where she does a YouTube live while she's studying. So it's like a study group. So she has used her people pleasing वाला जो कहते हैं ना flaw होता है, she has somehow made it big in the YouTube world.
See, even if you have flaws, you should always know how to utilize your flaws
To your benefit,
and
yes.
to your benefit.
To your benefit. So that's where we are at.
We hope that this episode helped. This is insight to how our New Year resolutions work or how we function.
This is like a check-in, a very early check-in to tell you that not all New Year resolutions are going to last. But then, if you have 10 things that you want to do, or उसमें से 5 भी you are able to do, keep doing for the entire.
Keep doing. Don't feel demotivated, and
We're there. Maybe
we would love to listen your insights actually. Like if you can relate to any one of us, or if there is something that you specifically are able to achieve, or you're still going at. We'd love to hear that.
If you have tips to how we can stick to our New Year resolutions, we'd love to listen to them as well.
Yeah. So comment below. Thank you so much for listening, and
Bye people.
Bye bye. Take care.